From out of here in New York City. A manhunt is underway right now for the gunman who shot and killed the top executive of America's largest private health insurance company.
The New York Police Department says he was targeted in a pre-planned attack. NBC News has obtained surveillance video of the moment of the shooting. We've stopped it before the first shot is fired, and we're only going to show you this once. Some viewers may find it disturbing. It shows UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson wearing that blue jacket, walking into frame. The shooter appears behind him, draws his gun, pulls the trigger, shooting multiple times.
Surveillance images released by the NYPD show the gunman getting away from the scene on an electric bicycle. This all unfolded shortly before 7 this morning. The shooting scene is just blocks away from where we are at Rockefeller Plaza, which is hosting the Rockefeller tree lighting ceremony tonight. Police said the suspect was last seen heading into Central Park. Leading us off this hour, NBC News correspondent Sam Brock. So, Sam, you're outside the hotel where this all happened. What's the latest from authorities on the suspect and the search?
Sure. Zink Lake, Kate, good to be with you. Certainly, it's sickening and it's chilling to see that video. The murder, which is pre-planned, lying in wait is the words that law enforcement used to describe how the shooter in this case was approaching this murder, happened over my shoulder. I mean, you see it's all taped out right now. This is next to the Hilton downtown. As you mentioned, a couple of blocks from where you are. This is one of the largest hotels in Midtown Manhattan. They were hosting an investor conference for United Health Group when, of course, that was canceled. This all starting at about 6:45 this morning. That's when law enforcement said that the shooter was essentially on the sidewalk but hiding, and then came out as Brian Thompson, 50 years old, CEO of the largest private insurer in the country, at least the insurance arm of the company, and was gunned down. What is so sort of unsettling about this video, among other things, is the fact that you will see the shooter walk up, right? We freeze it when he fires the gun. But then there's a woman that's in the corner, you can see earlier in the shot, that is just standing there in the doorway. And so the shooter approaches and clearly goes and guns down Thompson, shoots him in the back, and there's a woman wondering if she's going to be shot. And then she just kind of staggers away and then runs away. He had no intention of killing her, which perhaps speaks to the narrative that police are saying that this was a targeted attack, and then continues to fire the shooter. After he strikes Thompson the first time, the gun actually jams, and then he resolves it and keeps going. That could be evidence of the fact that this was a proficient and perhaps professional killer. Whatever it might be, this 50-year-old man is now deceased, and police are continuing to canvass the city, searching for the murder suspect who was last seen entering Central Park on an e-bike.
Yeah, and can we talk a little bit more about the victim, the 50-year-old Brian Thompson? Do we have any sense of why he might have been targeted, or just tell us a little more about him?
Sure. We all know that a lot of people have an axe to grind with insurance companies. It's unclear whether or not that is relevant in this case. I can tell you that one of my fellow reporters, David Lee, spoke with Thompson's wife earlier today. She said that they had conversations about the fact that he was being threatened. She did not elaborate much, but did mention that there was actually calls made from our folks to the Minneapolis area police department where they live. They didn't have any records of calls about 911 or emergency situations of note in the last several years. But that is a possibility. But we also know about Mr. Thompson had two sons, guys. One who was a senior in high school, one a freshman in college.
Oh, just so sad, Sam. And of course, this all also happened in the middle of Midtown Manhattan. It's a busy holiday season, security everywhere. We have the tree lighting tonight here at Rockefeller Plaza. What are officials doing to keep us safe?
They say that the entire area is saturated with detectives, counterterrorism police officers, beat cops who are out there on the streets, that there's plenty of protection and eyes out on everything, and they don't seem to be alarmed at all that this person is a threat to public safety, simply because, for no other reason, it wasn't anything other than a targeted attack, according to law enforcement. He had a specific action in mind, and he completed it tragically in the middle of the city.
Okay, Sam Brock with the latest for us. Thanks so much.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app, or follow us on social media.